Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Just wanted to go live and share a little bit about what we're up to at the moment on the Snyder estate. So, if anyone has been to our house, you know that the previous owners had a killer perennial garden, well, multiple, all around the house. And so I've been having to teach myself how to take care of perennial gardens, which is slightly a learning curve just because there's so many plants that I hadn't identified yet. So it's kind of hit and miss with exactly how to do it at the moment. But this year I'm gonna identify all the plants with like a plant identifier on my phone. That way next year I'll be fully prepared on exactly how to take care of them all. But anyways, so one of the projects I'm working on right now, I'll show you. This garden bed here with a beautiful walkway in the middle. I am in the middle of taking out all the old plants from last year. So you can see this is just like all dead from last year. And you can see all the new growth is actually already coming through. So I'm just removing all the dead and we're gonna add it to our compost. And then after and you can see like, this is new growth right here. You can see this is new growth already. This is new growth. So that's new growth. So I'm gonna, like I said, remove all the old stuff and some of the leaves and compost all that. And then we're gonna take all the weeds out. There's just a few weeds in there. And then I bought some mulch and we're gonna put some new mulch down. So this is one of the projects I'm working on this afternoon. We'll probably get to the point of de-weeding and then be done for the night. But there's some beautiful perennials here on the property. So I was very much so fortunate to inherit these wonderful plants that I don't even know what they are yet, but look at the little babies growing. It's a beautiful, I don't even know what it is, but it's a great little plant there. Yeah, so like this one I'm gonna have to, it's already starting to grow down here, but I'm gonna have to just cut the tops of these off just to allow room for the new growth on these bushes. And yeah, so this is just one example of one of the beds. There's one in the front, well, kind of two in the front, one along the house and then one on the other side of the sidewalk. And then there's a butterfly garden that I'll have to do this to as well. And so we've got those projects that we're working on, as well as, a little update here. So last year, if anyone's been following our estate story, we bought two new apple trees and planted them near our other apple trees. And we didn't know if they survived this winter because an animal came and ate a lot of the bark around the bottom because we didn't have them protected right away. I'll show you, they're here. They're not protected at the bottom, but they're alive, so that's great. You can see they've got little buds coming in right now, so that's good. They survived, and we know even better how to take care of them this year. Our cherry tree has blossoms on, or buds on them as well. Here's the cherry tree, very lovely. And our two big apple trees are there. They're blooming as well. Look at our little butterfly garden. So I'm gonna have to remove all the dead plants from last year, but you can see the new growth is blooming. Look at this rhubarb, killer. It's already coming up so fast. So lots of beautiful plants coming in this bed. Just gonna have to go through the same process I explained earlier. And then also we're working on the garden Garden is gonna be so insane this year, you guys. Like, we tripled the size of the garden, and I think we're gonna do potentially even more. I don't know, we'll see. But we've been cultivating a beautiful compost, which is a mixture from our just scraps from the house as well as anything from outside, and then our neighbor's manure, which is super beautiful compost. And then we got compost brought to us by Minnesota Topsoil last winter that sat over the winter, and that's doing well. So we used that as well as some straw from the ducks that had been sitting for a while to put on all the beds this year. I'll show you. Here's the beds. So what we're gonna do next is Mitchell's on the way to get some mulch for these beds right now, actually. So we're gonna remove all the weeds. We've planted some things already. As you can see, this whole row here is all full of onions. There's either new little onions or big onions that survived from last year, so that's really cool. And then another thing that survived from last year is the sorrel, which I'm super pumped about. If anyone's been here and tried that, you know that is an amazing plant. It is super flavorful. Love that. And so that's one of the beds. Then we've got another bed here. We're still gonna rope off for the rows, but this one's gonna be great. We planted some kale that it's a little sad right now, but it just needs a little water, and gonna put some of the wood chips around that as well, to help retain the moisture, because this ground is really dry right now. It doesn't have much to help retain. And then this is gonna be the third little bed here. So this is gonna be great. And then I think Mitchell, let's see if I can switch this back around. Yeah, Mitchell planted some strawberries somewhere in here. I don't know where they are. That we got from some neighbors, actually. Super pumped about those. And then another one of our neighbors, so we bartered. We gave them a dozen of our duck eggs, and they gave us extra clippings from their blackberries, raspberries, black raspberries, and grapes, and I don't know, just like a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna find a good spot for those. I think we're gonna try and do that today, if not tomorrow as well. As you can see, they're already budding. Life will persist even if it's in a bucket, so that's really cool. Here's the compost system. We're definitely gonna have to upgrade it and build it out more moving forward, but right now this stuff is like the most broken down and gonna be ready the soonest. This one we're adding more to currently, and then after this one's full, we'll then add it to this one, just so we have, you know, kind of like it dated, so we know which one's what age. And then we've got a whole bunch of straw from the ducks over the winter, so that's full of duck poo and whatnot. And then we've just got a pile of branches here that we're, like I said, we're still optimizing our compost. And then we've got this guy that we don't even use anymore. Not right now anyways. We'll find a use for him. He needs to be cleaned out though, honestly. Anyways, so if anyone has any fun suggestions for a larger system of compost, let us know, because we are looking to expand our compost, wanting to really cultivate highly nutritious soil here on our property. And eventually one day we'd like this entire paddock, so this whole paddock, we would like it to all be garden full of trellises and all the things. So that's gonna be really exciting. We're reinforcing the fence line to keep out some predators. Eventually we'll do some heavy reinforcement. This year we're just gonna do some netting, really just to keep out our ducks and chicks and whatnot. Oh, that's some exciting news. So our chicks are flipping huge, by the way. Like, holy cats, they got so big so fast, and they are ready to go in their coop. And our custom coop gets delivered this week. It's gonna be amazing. They built a little run for us as well, and so the coop will fit about 22 birds, give or take, depending on what kind of birds. Since we have a couple bigger birds, it may only hold like 18 to 20, but that's okay. And then they are gonna be in the front pasture, which may or may not kind of keep them in, I guess you could say, because the fencing, I'll show you here. This is the other garden beds I'm gonna do. This, don't mind Teddy. He likes to dig holes. Oh, if anyone knows if I trim back these vines down to the bottom or just along the vine, because I don't know what they are, but they produced these pods this last year. If anyone knows, let me know, because that'd be great. The pods have these like little beans in them or something. I think someone once said that they were like poisonous, or I don't know. I think it was they told you not to put this in the compost. I think that's what they said. Anyways, obviously I don't remember. So obviously it needs some taming. If anyone knows anything about that, let me know. Anyways, so this is another beautiful bed. This is the one spot she had annuals, so I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with that. And that's the front pasture. Stunning. The grass is so green because it's been raining here, and I love it. It's beautiful. Also, shout out to the previous owners who put in this sidewalk, because I freaking love this sidewalk. Mitchell mowed the grass for the first time today. It was perfect time to do it. It was getting nice and long. Look at this tree, already has leaves. Oh, killer. That's amazing. Wow. Beautiful spring. Also, the willow trees already have all their leaves. Stunning. And so this is where we're gonna house the birds. And we're gonna put the coop about right there. And we're gonna have there'll be a run. So if we're not home or not able to watch them too much, we'll keep them in their run. Otherwise, they'll be free roaming in this front pasture. Like I said, this probably isn't going to do much to keep them in. But one, we never trimmed the wings, so all of them can pretty much fly to some extent, especially the ducks. But yeah, so they're going to be really happy with a new house and just more freedom. Because right now, having them in the stable, we have to open the stable door to let them in and out, and they don't have their ability to come in and out on their own, or else they'll be pooping all over the entire stable. So it'll be a much better system. We're very excited about it. Plus we needed more room for all the other birds we got. And so yeah, that's kind of just a little update about what we're up to. We are figuring out the best way to do watering in our garden. We're leaning to a drip line, but we also just have the learning curve of living in Minnesota. Oh, look. This bush has blossomed as well. This next spring, so in a little less than a year from now, we'll have to trim it back a little. It's a beautiful hedge that goes along one side of our house. Peep our house though. Okay, I love that we have a wraparound porch. I have always wanted a wraparound porch, and dream come true. I now live in a house with wraparound porch. So that's amazing. We're looking at putting all of the raspberries actually along this tree line, and the blackberries. So that'll be great. And then the grapes, we're looking at putting in archway trellises for them to grow on in the garden, which is going to be amazing. And yeah, just overall really excited for all the new growth and taking responsibility of such a beautiful property, because, you know, it'd be easy to let this big of a property, you know, not be well maintained, because it's a lot of responsibility and you got to do a lot, but it's 100% worth it to maintain its beauty and to cultivate new life here. We're very excited, and yeah, so I just wanted to give that little update and hope everybody's doing well. Oh, people always ask to see the baby bump. So let me take these gloves off. All right, here we are. It's me and Aristotle working on the garden. Yay. Yep, and then, yeah, show me your property. Put it in the chat. Let me see where you're up to. Even if it's just a little tiny herb garden or something. Show me what you're growing. Show me what's blooming where you live. And yeah, we're always open to suggestions. So if anyone has anything to suggest about anything I explained, or things that you would put on our property, yo, everyone's blowing up in the chat. I didn't even check this. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, so like behind our forest there, we have a little extra space on our property. That's how far back our property line goes, is kind of where the yellow grass is back there. Teddy's not outside at the moment because Mitchell is mowing and he's crying. Look at, you can see him. Hi, buddy. It's okay. He's so funny. Anyways, so beyond the forest right there, I'm gonna be we'll be putting in a glamping site, so like a permanent camping. It's kind of glamping is like what, glorified camping or something like that. In short, that just means it's like not true camping, because you're on your own property and it's not as intense as like backpacking. But I want to put in like, you know, permanent fire ring with permanent seating and like a permanent little camp fire cooking place with like a sink and everything, with like a little roof over top that will collect the rainwater, and that's what you use on the sink. You know, just like little things like that, and like a permanent place to put the tents. And we're also gonna put like raspberry bushes and stuff back there so people can eat on those when they're back there camping. And yeah, so lots of good plans for that area. And then the other one spot I'll mention, I know I keep making this go longer than what I was gonna say, but that's okay. Lots of fun things here. Okay, so this area is just an extension on the back side of the porch, and I would like to put in a permanent kitchen out here. So, you know, grill, sink, countertop space, all the things, so that we can host some really awesome outdoor just entertainment, you know. And then also put in like some permanent seating and a permanent campfire pit out here as well. And I saw this really cool thing on Pinterest for like permanent posts type things that you can hang your hammocks on. and they actually look really cool if they're done right. And that would be super awesome because I love hammocks. We've got a couple that just, you know, you got to put them up every time, and so it'd be nice to have that. And yeah, so oh yeah, nice. Thanks for all the suggestions already. This is great. Yeah, okay. So that's what I wanted to share. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I look forward to seeing your comments of what you're growing and what you're up to and your suggestions and your ideas. Enjoy spring and or the end of fall if you're on the other side of the equator. And yeah, all right, bye guys.